I'm Claire Bowyer and I'm the Deputy Manager of Kettering Museum, and I'm here to tell you about our Young Friends Saturday sessions. Sorry, I haven't got a table next to me. So this is kind of the booklet we had for the Young Friends Saturday sessions, and I'll pass that round to show you what we did and what the young people had to fill in. And it ran from October to December last year. So the background to the project is that Kettering Museum used to run regular Saturday sessions, and if you've probably never been to Kettering Museum, we have a tourist information centre directly opposite our entrance to the museum, and it's closed on Saturday afternoons, but it's brilliant because it has a safe space with toilets and hand washing facilities, which we don't have at the museum. We have no enclosed space for a drop-off session, which we wanted this to be. We also need desperately to diversify the Friends of the Gallery and the museum because they're generally quite old, they're not very proactive, and if I say that our chair is not even on the phone, you will understand the level that we are at of trying to communicate and trying to get decision making, and the fact that we've got one decision that I took to the AGM last year, they're waiting a year to agree it at the AGM this year. So we're at that level of trying to build up support for our museum and art gallery. So I had an idea that I wanted to do Saturday sessions, I wanted to use the Tourist Information Centre, and I wanted to get more people into the membership of the Friends of the Museum and Art Gallery. So I just had an idea and came up with the money for this project, which was brilliant. So the aims of the project was to run a 4-session programme for 8 to 13-year-olds. I wanted to make something based on the museum collections, and I wanted the participants to learn a bit more about Kettering's history. And again, I wanted to launch a new family membership which has been created by the Friends. That's what's going to be agreed at this AGM. So technically, they haven't actually agreed the family membership yet, but it's part of getting younger people and families to support us. So the activities on offer, because I haven't got a picture of the actual things. We used art mache, which I will never, ever, ever use again in my life. And I would stick to basic paper mache if I was doing it again. This is rather battered, I'm afraid. So we based this one on a First World War German helmet, and we had other helmets, and obviously shoes, so that people could decide what they wanted to do. Pass it around if you want. So that was one of the key things that they could actually make quite, well, relatively easily. I invented a history game, which I don't know if you've seen. You can get the big PVC sort of drafts boards, black and white boards. And, oh, I forgot to get them out, but I won't do now. I stuck laminated A4 sheets on some of them with questions or facts about Kettering. So if it was a positive thing, like in 1913 the Alfred East Art Gallery opened, they went forward 3 points. If 3 spaces. If it was a negative thing, like the Gotch family bank collapsed in 1857, they went back 3 spaces. And so it was quite a fun way for them to learn a little bit about history, but they were the human sort of counters on this board, and they rolled a big die around, and I got great feedback from that game. And on the last week, which was 11th of December, we made pomanders, again because it's historical and you can link it to sort of history. And we made Christmas decorations, which I'd made in the evenings because we had loads of art mache left, so I spent my evenings cutting them out with biscuit cutters, ready for people to paint on the final week. Which was quite good because one of the things I learned of running the project is that we needed lightweight tables, because I was taking stuff from the attic of the museum down 3 floors to the Tourist Information Centre, and we only have very heavy wooden tables which you can't move on your own. So by using up the art mache meant I had some spare money to buy 2 lightweight tables. And it's often these basic things that you forget about when you're planning a project. You think about, you know, paper mache and paint and glitter, but you don't think about what you're actually going to do your activity on. And then we had a little party for the last session. And here are the pictures. So this is the Tourist Information Centre, and I've got some nice spotted tablecloths to make it look a little bit more welcoming, because we just shoved all the displays to the side, and that's one of the girls with her shoe. And that's them making the pomanders and then the half-decorated Christmas decorations. So planning and delivery. We planned for 20 people. 21 people signed up, and what was irritating is that one family of 5 didn't turn up. So we had a waiting list, but because they didn't turn up in week 2, and because it was a continuous thing, we couldn't get any more people onto the project, so we only had 16 in total, which was a bit annoying because we wasted 4 spaces. It ended up being me running it, and I made the models, created the welcome pack, made the game, got the shopping, did everything. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be using the other staff who told me how good the Saturday sessions used to be, but unfortunately no one was interested or had the time to do it before Christmas. So if I were doing it again, I would definitely need 2 people, because an enthusiastic group of young people is quite tricky with just one person trying to coordinate and doing everything. Though the parents were brilliant, they did help me out as well. And we didn't use as much advertising because we used family volunteers from a previous project that summer, and we linked with our half-term activities, and we actually started it the final Saturday of the October half-term and ran it through to December. So that was really good to getting all the people we needed with minimum effort. So the long-term benefits is that we now have 8 new family memberships. We had to quickly make a membership card because we haven't actually agreed on that yet. And the Friends have also agreed to fund, well, not just the summer activities, they're actually funding this week's activities for any family members. They are going to pay, because at our museum you now have to pay to do craft activities. So what's really good is that any friend can now have that for free, and that means that there's a benefit to becoming a friend to the museum and art gallery, because we're trying to boost that up for the long-term support of the museum. I'm talking to a games manufacturer, so hopefully I'll be able to make a more robust version of the history game, because I hadn't realised just how, well, I suppose perhaps badly made the PVC was, and some of the colours were coming off after just one use. And on the basis of this, we've had another grant from another body for a project for 13 to 19-year-olds, which is going to run from April, which is open to anybody in the Kettering Borough area. It's the Lates project, and it's themed evenings for the 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s. And so I'm hoping by doing this project and getting them part of the Friends that we'll have a core of young people to ask, to come to activities, to ask their opinions and to get just their feedback. And the more we have young people involved with the Friends, the more we'll get their ideas and the more they can start helping us organise our activities. So we're quite, I suppose, quite behind other museums, and that this is the first step towards getting more people involved. And so that's the end of my whiz through about our project.